I thought whilst waiting for my garlic and share bread to bake, I would quickly do my predictions for the UFC 86 event coming up. It's actually a really good card. I always start with the bouts that I'm not interested in, and there's only one on the card, and that's the Melvin Guillard and the Denis Silva card. I don't really care. I shall start at the bottom and work my way up. Okay, the first fight is Gabriel Gonzaga and Justin McCulley. Now, this is very interesting because their records are both 8-3, and they both have won 5 times by submission. Now, Gonzaga has never been submitted, and he is already on a 2-loss streak. You will remember his flash in the pan stardom began largely when he knocked out Mirko at UFC 70, and he hasn't won since then. In fact, if he loses this time, this will be his 3rd loss in a row. Justin McCulley has never been finished, and he is on a 4-win streak at the moment. I think I am going to go for McCulley on this one, and I think I just because Gonzaga has never been submitted before, I just think it would be really not interesting, but really ironic if that happened. That's what I'm going to predict. I shall go for Justin McCulley by submission. I shall go in the 2nd round. I better write that down, really, otherwise I'm going to forget, aren't I? Right, Cole Miller and George Gurgel I don't want to predict. The reason is that I actually like them both, and I shall be happy no matter how it goes. I would rather like it to go to decision so that we can see, a proper sort of fight between them that goes sort of the full distance, but there we are. Justin Berkholz and Corey Hill. Well, Justin is 7-2, but the only real name he's fought was Matt Wimman, and he lost. Corey Hill is 2-0 at present. I think I'm going to have to predict Justin on this, just because, with but then I don't want to, because I'd love for Corey Hill just to keep winning on this, on this no experience basis. I'm going to go for Justin. Why don't... Yes, I'll go for Justin. Sorry. There we are. I'll go for decision, because that would be the best way to lose. And I do hear from people who know Corey Hill that he is training very hard for this one. So I'll say that he goes the distance but doesn't win. Okay, Gleason Thibault and Joe Stevenson. 28-8 is him, with 12 submissions. 15-5 is his opponent with 7 submissions, although he has never been submitted himself. The names he's fought have been Tyson Griffin and Nick Diaz, and he's lost to both. I think he will lose to Stevenson, and I shall go again for a submission there. I shall go for it in round 2. So yes, there we are. Getting myself confused now. Ricardo Almeida, who I know absolutely nothing about, but thought, or what I've heard, apparently he's outstanding, but his record's only 9-2, with 4 submissions and 5 decisions. Patrick Cote is 12-4, with 6 TKOs and 3 submissions. He's never been knocked out himself, and he's on a 4-win streak. The question is, do I go for majority opinion on this that says that Ricardo Almeida is so much better? No, actually I don't think I do. I'm going to go for Patrick. Almeida has never been knocked out, so I don't know what I shall get after. Not really going to submit him, is he, with less? I shall put a question mark on how he does that. Marcus Aurelio and Tyson Griffin. Griffin 11-1 with 5 TKOs. He's never been finished, and he's his big thing is he's the guy who beats the unbeatable. He's beaten Uriah Faber. Marcus Aurelio 16-5 with 10 submissions, but he too has never been finished, and his loss is to Clay Guida. I'm afraid, based on that, Tyson Griffin should win. Also, based on the fact that Griffin has a habit for eating names that nobody else can beat. So I'm going to go for Griffin. I see no reason to doubt that. I think I shall go for TKO. But we'll make it round 3. You know, hard fought. Josh Koscheck and Chris Little. Little 17 submissions, 4 TKOs, although he's known for his stand-up. He's never been submitted himself. Koscheck 10-2, and he's not been knocked out. I don't know. I think they will balance each other out. I think that Koscheck will be able to take him down because he's quite strong and good on the ground. But I think Little with 17 submissions is not going to be submitted himself. So I think it'll end up going to decision. And I don't know who I'm going to... so I'm going to call that as a decision, but I don't know which way it's going to go. Now, Forrest Griffin and Quinton Jackson. Well, it's funny because I like Jackson. I think he's very good with the title belt. I think that he stands a good chance of winning within the first 2 rounds. But the longer it goes on, I think the less likely it is he will win. Forrest Griffin, the opposite. I think if he manages to, you know, if he's got through the first 2 rounds, he's got a very good chance of winning. And whilst I dislike his voice, you know, I don't think he'd make a bad champion. I'm going to go for Jackson because I think he's probably bigger. I think he's better in a lot of ways. I just think he's more of a maybe more there. I don't know. I shall go for Jackson, but I don't know how. I hope it isn't a KO that ends Forrest in tears, because that's a little bit not nice to watch. But I don't mind who wins on this one, and I look forward to it. So it's rather good card, I think.